Howdy.
How you doing?
Oh, doing all right. And yourself?
Good. How are you?
Doing just great. Howdy. Doing great.
Good to see you.
Great. How you doing?
Welcome.
Is there anything else going on besides us tonight?
We're gonna do that afterwards.
You gotta let it fall. Fall right Been working for 76%.
We can send over more.
Well, I put these numbers together 2 years ago. And since then, the client said, you still can get it, but you're gonna pay 30% more.
Did you have something specific?
I don't think that's 25
I appreciate that very much. Okay.
Ready?
Okay, sounds good. Okay, love you, bye.
Oh, those are cool.
Oh my gosh. You should see. Shoot, just sitting here with nothing else to do. The before and after picture, I have been waiting, like 2 years to be able to have these two side by side. This is the slowest computer starting.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 2 hours. I can get more. And Lisa on that number.
Mr. Wellman?
How are you?
Yeah. Oh, I know. Cracks me up. Yeah, I've known him for a while. Yeah.
So there's
I feel like 2 and 2, and then like, oh, I know how he knows you now. I guess. Yep. I'll put some chats up.
I'll go back to tractor.
That's right. I don't know.
Because I asked the same thing.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
not nice. Unedited, so I can go through and decide, you know, what I like best, and different exposures, so.
I don't know.
I flew the drone in the big, and I have the same picture that I also flew the drone. And, you know, I got it as high as I could get before, you know, I would either hit the ceiling or, you know, the roof. And then, you know, I had before of it. And I mean, it was just plain nasty ceiling and white walls, and of course, the gross seats, and no light booth in the back. Anyway. I've been waiting to be able to put the two together. That's just so exciting.
That's the way I grew up.
And then I got somebody else. Really liked it. Any of these, but I got like, you know, longer front.
Oh, yeah. Man, it looks nice.
Yeah. So they haven't even looked through here to see what my favorite view of the front is. That's not bad. I can take that one. This way, but it has a better shot.
You don't think nice one.
Is Levi still there?
No, I think he's on vacation.
I don't know.
He went on vacation. He said he was going to be done the end of last week, you know, basically, site all cleaned up and everything. I said, well,
Did you come out poaching last weekend?
Plan on this weekend.
I don't need you.
See Chad's deer?
What?
See Chad Whaley's deer? Did you see Chad Whaley's deer?
Yes.
That's a nice looking one.
We had that one.
Route pretty well. And I got to see my friends.
How you doing, Mr. Nutmaker?
How you doing?
Doing all right. And yourself?
Well, I thought it was okay.
Made it here at least, huh? Oh, yeah, exactly. We're still able to make it here, so there's that.
They don't fly flow when they fly.
Boots on before I came here.
Have a roommate fun. Yeah, well, I'm also waiting for myself. Hard work.
The only time
Yeah, no, I was gonna shoot you a call here, let you know.
No problem. You're having wrong. I realize I was halfway. Got home from the weekend, started doing my pocket, I got about 4 months. It's like falling out of me.
I wish you would have used
I wish I brought
Do you need some
I
more?
have coffee bread. But as soon as I said, I wish I brought gum, I have coffee bread. And you have this. I'm good. Thank you. Now I am. Perfect.
I always try to. And those are good. Those are good.
That's what I was gonna say.
Let's go ahead and get started. First thing up.
Okay, yes, thank you for being here this evening. The board scheduled a work session to discuss 2 topics tonight. First is the bond issue that failed last week before. And that's the first topic, and so we have DCS here this evening. We also have Echelon to rediscuss that topic with the board. And then later on in the evening, the board also wanted to discuss elementary enrollment trends and the conversation with enrollment at the elementary schools, and then also that discussion starting to lead into our secondary schools as well. And so, so that topic is on the agenda as well. And so, unless you guys have anything you need to say, I have DCS and Echelon here to start visiting with you on the bond. It's all yours.
Good evening. Well, I don't know where you want to get started. I think a lot of it's going to be up to where you guys want to go. But since the bond failed, we were back. We've done a lot of homework. I went back and revisited every project, went and revisited every sub, went and revisited everything to see if we could take a few dollars out of it, see where everything shook out, double check everything, and things have changed. back when we put these original budget numbers together, I'm gonna talk to roofs. I think that's a huge deal, right? The roofs. So when we put the budget numbers back in, it was 2004, it was 2024, in February, when we put the original budget numbers together. And back then, we were looking at a 30-year warranty. Well, since the last 2 years, that's changed. They said, I had, in the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 different roofing companies up here. We walked all these schools again. The new rule is if you get a 30-year warranty, you have to do 100% tear off. It's the only way the manufacturer will do a 30-year warranty. Well, 2 things. One is there's still a little bit of life left in those roofs. 2, the cost has went up dramatically, about 30%. So we went back and looked, had both crews up there, and the manufacturer, they'll do, we can do the overlay, and you get a 25-year warranty. So it's gonna be a little less money, but you get a 25-year warranty. So the thing about that is it's not, in my opinion, that you say worth the squeeze, you go for 5 more years and pay 30% more. So that's the big thing. I asked them about coming up and coring those roofs, and they said they don't think we need to core them. They walked around, they said that if there's once they tear off that membrane or the rock, once they find some insulation that's bad, they'll go ahead and just replace that section of insulation, and it'll save some cash. And you still get a 25-year warranty. So that's a good thing. So I went down all those lists of the projects, and you know, the windows, good. Everything else is good. The parking lots were good. The HVAC stuff was right on track. The windows were. The remodeling of the ag shop was good. The stuff over at the football field was all good. So the whole point is that nothing's really changed on the scope and on the numbers. The only thing that's changed, instead of a 30-year warranty, we get 25. That's the only difference.
And what's the cost difference roughly, did you say?
Pardon me?
You say, what was the cost difference?
To go 30-year, it's about 30% more.
Okay.
What about the 25-year?
25-year, it's gonna be just a tad bit less than what we have budgeted. And we're saving that. My thinking is that we'll save that little bit in case we have to replace any insulation. And the other thing too is, once we get this all figured out, if the bond passes, then we'll write the specs, we'll bid it all out, and so it is what it is. But I got 2 quotes from 2 companies that guaranteed me they could do the work for less than what we have budgeted, get a 25-year warranty. So that made me feel really good. That's worst case scenario. I think we'll pick money up when we bid it out, but that's worst case scenario. The chillers, the HVAC, all that stuff, stay level. So I think that what we need to do is, you gotta decide what you want to do. I took the liberty to have Piper Sandler send over some new numbers. I think that Adam shared that with you guys already. So I kind of give you an idea about the dollars and the mills and all that. So on the all the other stuff, I got an email that says, like at the football field, the restrooms, you know, we got 900.
Question.
Pardon me?
That was my question. Was,
Yeah, we got 980,000 budget for that. Can we do it cheaper? Absolutely, we can.
6 years, it's just gonna cost a lot more. Right now, it's probably just an overlay, right? fill and overlay?
On the what?
In the parking lot?
Yeah, some of them are new. The high school, you know, we got, I don't know, 1.2 million budgeted there. That's.
You're not tearing any parking lot up right now, down to the foundation. You're not tearing it up, right? So, 2-inch overlay or something like that?
Well, it depends. We would suggest concrete versus asphalt. Asphalt's gonna deteriorate over time. Concrete's gonna stay. You know, the thing that I keep hearing is, not just from Washington, but other schools, is, you know, every 20 years you have to have a bond issue. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of the case. So we're trying to make everything last 25 years. We're trying to make everything last 25 years. That's the deal. You know, there's some money in that ag shop remodel. I mean, I don't know if you guys, what you want to do there. I'm telling you, the history tells you $250 a square foot. It depends on what you want to do. And so that's what we budgeted. I mean, we could do it less, but then that's what we budgeted. And when we get to the design, that's all you got to play with. That's all you got to play with.
Dre brought up a good point, though. We're talking about going, like you said, 2.5 million into the ag shop. We're talking declining enrollment. We're talking, you know, we may not even have the numbers to start.
I can't hear you, Jason.
I'm sorry. Yeah, a missing tooth doesn't help. We don't even have the numbers there to really even support. We don't even have the numbers of the ag shop.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our next discussion that we're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah.
So I don't know that and then the parking lot piece, I agree 100%. We gotta take care of our parking lots. They are a liability. But I don't know that I agree that we need to take rock out and put hard surface in. It's overflow parking. Overflow parking is typically rock. I don't understand why.
Andale still has rock, and they've got a brand new addition to their high school, a brand new track, and they don't mind rock, it's just like ours.
Do you have a price just for that part of the parking lot? At the middle
Pardon me?
school? The overflow of the middle school parking lot, do you have, is that broke out by itself?
Middle school.
Parking lot, do you have, is that broke
Let me
out
see
by itself?
here.
The last one that I have was like
Small.
500,000.
Says convert existing gravel parking lot to concrete, 500,640.
So I guess back to the point, what's the number we're striving for? You're striving for.
So there's a point where, you know, there are some parking lot things you do need to take care of. So you can pull parking lots out, specific ones, leave a little money and have in the bond verbiage, you know, minor parking repairs or what is a good way to say that. But that allows you then to, after buildings are done, the roofs are done, you know, some of these HVAC, and we're picking up some savings here and there at the end when you want to do parking anyway, so that way you're not running over it with construction equipment and everything. You can say, okay, now we have this pool of money, we have some parking verbiage in our bond resolution, and you can then, you know, address that. So leaving parking verbiage in the bond resolution to be able to address it with leftover monies, but essentially it's where do you want to be, and we'll take things out, and you know, we, like I said, we can leave some semblance of parking in a way in the bond resolution to still be able to come back at the end and do it with the extra monies that we find savings throughout, but that wouldn't be that would be a way to still allow, you know, some money for parking lots in there, but basically, like you said, we've just got to come up with that number where you want to be, and then we can come up with solutions to take some things out and what a bond resolution would look like for that.
This is the middle school, this is the parking lot that we're talking about here. 16,680 square feet. We figure $30 a square foot. Is that conservative? Yeah, we figure $30 a square foot. Concrete, you want asphalt, you want pea gravel? We don't know. I mean, so we budgeted $30 a square foot. Now you can do half of that. You can do a fourth of that. Now you can do half of that. save money that way. Save money
I
that way.
think my concern is that we start looking at what's important and what's not important, what we can delay, and I know we got to do that. What I don't want to do is come up 5-6 years from now and say we need another small bond issue, right? So whatever we decide to give up, we got to decide, there's going to be a certain amount of time before we go back to the well again.
So you just mentioned something that kind of reminded me, I guess this may be a question for Adam or Darcy. So other funding means, I know we're not flush with cash, I get that. But I understand the need for the HVACs, but I really struggle putting that on a 25-year bond issue. There's probably not an HVAC unit out there that's going to last 25 years. We're still going to be paying that, and we're in one of them places. So is there another way we could fund those where they're not tied to a bond issue that's 25 years down the road and we're already buying new HVACs before we're going to get these paid?
You can use your capital outlay dollars and do it that way if you want. There is the number of projects that the board ends up wanting to do over time. And it's all about where's it going to come from. So it's all about you have your capital outlay dollars that are replenished, and you have to decide what you're going to use that money on as well, just like you would bond dollars or anything else. So you just know that
didn't the safe and secure bond, maybe not, didn't the safe and secure bond, wasn't there a bond issue that put those split units that Eisenhower bond issue that put outside the windows there?
The Eisenhower and Kennedy both received HVAC system that has been not
problematic to say the least.
Yep. And there's been tons and tons of money spent on repair, and we are very blessed to have HVAC people on staff, so that we don't have to call people down from Wichita. When we call companies down from Wichita, it is big bucks, and they can't do everything. But we have, we're very blessed with a couple guys that get a lot of projects done for us. So those are the units that I talked about going out to when Fort Scott replaced theirs, and they put theirs in the same time we did, when that whole system was, the next greatest thing at the time. And we went out and got all their old units when they replaced them, and so we use those for parts. And so we have our guys, try to keep that thing going, but it's not pretty. So. But yeah, that would have been part of that, I think.
So if we take, just speaking of the ag shop off, we know it's in rough shape. Would it be just as cheap to tear that parking lot off instead of maintaining it? There's nothing in it but storage right now. We're gonna
No, we
redo it.
still have the ag lot.
There's still
the
Part
ag lot.
of it, but the back part's not.
What's the need for that? Can they go someplace else within the middle school, versus outside, is there an area? There's gotta be some need for it, maybe not the need that we're trying to want, but what's the need that we're trying, is there an alternative there someplace else?
I mean, the building structure was sound. I don't know that you need to get rid of it. It's just how nice you want it to be. It's not in the greatest shape, and so if you want to leave it, if you want to take that off and leave it how it is, we'll just do the best we can with capital outlay dollars. But you guys went on the tour, you saw the.
What's that great big room you used?
The main room?
Yeah, where it says to stand in that huge room right now.
That's where Nicholas and Ben's is at.
Yeah.
And then the other side is the weight room, the other big shop, and then maintenance uses part of that back there as well. So we were trying to tie that all into the new design as well. So that, it's just, once again, it just comes down to money spent and how you want the district to look, and what you think the public wants the district to, so.
What about we're talking about parking lot. What about the tennis court parking lot?
Yes, so that is something, and Jason can kind of speak to this too. So after the bond issue failed a couple weeks ago, we were called to a meeting at the city, and there is renewed interest by a group of investors on redoing the old junior high for the community. And they specifically brought me to that meeting because they talked about potentially partnering with the district to support as a part of their project, potentially, doing that parking lot, because there would also have to be a, you know, agreement on their tenants being able to park there and all those types of things, so it's not just.
So that's my question. So if we have these folks do it, so tenants do it.
And that's in process, that's not.
I understand that, yeah. So this is all hypothetical.
That's in process, that's not.
But then, in theory, won't there be tenants there when we're needing to use it for things at the community center, the tennis courts, the football field? So we don't even need it. So we would almost, if that's the case, we'd almost be better selling it. Because we're not even gonna get to use it, in my mind. I mean, this
Well, I don't know.
I could have this completely wrong, but in my mind, that we're not even getting to use our parking lot.
I don't know how many.
It's our parking lot, so they can't use it, and if we don't go in with them, right?
Right.
They.
That's how I see it.
It's ours.
But then, at the same time, there's this, we need it for the tennis courts. It's obviously packed on Friday nights. I feel like there needs to be some kind of parking for the building that was just built. However, again, devil's advocate. However, if that building can serve the community in a good way, and we have one less lighted building, they're gonna need parking. So there's another balancing act that we're gonna need parking.
And I don't know what residents would be there. They were talking about 55 and older. So I don't know how many of those people would still, would be
Is that a
driving.
pipe dream or just viable talk? I mean, we've had,
I think it's.
we've had that conversation before today.
Yeah.
People that originally bought it for that. People that originally bought it.
It said.
Yeah, that's what they said, that's what I'm saying.
You got mechanicals and
Depending on the tax
asbestos.
credit.
I say we cut that one, because we don't know what's gonna happen with it, and I don't think she's that one. I say we cut that one, and we cut middle school.
To fix that,
We
if we
start
had
there.
money, we should buy the two houses across the street.
And that's
And
another,
make that a parking lot.
sorry, I'm just gonna throw some out, and that's
And make
gonna
that a parking lot.
They were talking about, like I said, I don't know how many residents would be driving. But they were talking about potentially putting 50 units in there. So if you did a deal and they were allowed to park there, then that's, I don't know how many cars, you know, but 50 units is what I
At
mean.
Benny's point, or down there at Wheat Capital, the parking lot, those are pretty full. I'm not sure what the capacity is. People live there, but that's not a very big parking lot in that case. That's not a very big parking lot.
This is the, I mean, Jason speaks, this is the, I've been called to meetings like that before, this is the best investor group that I've been called to meetings like that before. Now, whether they go through or not, I don't know.
I think a lot of it's in context.
Alright, I have a couple of cents. I agree with you, cut the parking lots. I think we request.
all parking lots are
Two,
just
two,
two.
two, yes. Cut the two parking lots.
We may have to do that.
Yes. I think we request at the football field, just doing the bathrooms alone, don't do anything with concession stand, just go kind of cheap to make it doable, because obviously you have attention. And I think, we did the same thing with the track bathroom. I don't think we try to get a concession stand and all that right now, we need bare minimum, we need bathrooms down there, kind of rough. And then I think we take the ag shop out, kind of rough. I think we still work with the windows, the HVAC and the roofing and those and see what comes in and see which we can save. I'm just trying to figure out.
So is that gonna bring it down to like, at 17 million, you're looking at 1955 for $100,000. And it sounds like we're gonna be a little bit less than that because it sounds like.
Can you not use contingency fund for HVAC and that kind of stuff?
You can use contingency fund for whatever you want. The recommendation.
I know they have enough in case you have, but we kind of are out of emergency, we ask to have money in case you have, it's just sitting there.
In this political climate, with what we've seen with shutdowns and stuff, I would be really worried with using contingency in case we need to pay our staff. Because we're supposed to have what, a payroll in there?
Which is all we've ever kept in.
So how much is in the right now, person? So how much is in the right now, person?
And that hasn't moved, that's set like that.
Yeah, I'd be kind of afraid of messing with that too.
I'm afraid as soon as we would, something would happen and we wouldn't have money to raise.
On Adam, I guess, on the ag building, I mean, I believe you should do something there. Ag building is kind of, or does something have to be done at all? Can we get by doing nothing or half
You
of
can, I mean,
it?
like I said, it's structurally sound.
Right.
It's just whether you want to, like I said,
It's functional like it is now. It's not pretty, but
It's not pretty, but it's
functional
functional.
and safe. Not pretty, but
It's not very structurally sound,
it's
but
safe.
it's just a little rough shape on the years. So.
I understand what we're talking about with, decreasing enrollment, and it's gonna hit the middle school. I've been preaching that. It's gonna hit the middle school. I don't, again, balancing it. We're trying to amp up CTE programs, and we see how that's benefiting kids post-secondary. I don't know, but I mean, maybe what we've got's good enough. I don't know, but I mean, maybe what we've got's good enough.
I just have to ask this, I'm probably really stupid, but I'm not stupid, no, I'm not. A problem I saw and see with the bond issue is, and I see it now because we're talking about things. Well, if we would have known, you know, if we knew what you wanted in this building, if you wanted brick, or if you know, wanted that, if you knew what you wanted, well, in my mind, before I ask for money, I'm gonna know what I want. I'm gonna know this is gonna look like this, it's gonna be here, we're gonna build this. So that's the kind of money I need to ask for. It sounds like it's fluffed up, which hurts. Fluffed up, and that's.
This is how it's done day in, day out.
I know, some places, some places.
And if you want to get down to that detail, we can have Miranda design something, and you're gonna have to pay her to design it, and we can put that, get you exactly what's gonna cost. Then you gotta pay her fees, and the bond doesn't pass, so her fees, you just wasted that money.
I just figured a $500,000 project, so if we decided to do a pre-engineered metal building, design that all up, and it comes in at $500,000, my fee for budgeting purposes is just under 40 grand. So you're gonna pay me, what he was saying is then you pay me the $40,000 to get it all designed, so we know exactly what it's gonna cost, and then your bond doesn't pass, you gotta change the design again, then you're out that $40,000 and you're paying me again to design something else. And so that's why we go with the conceptual is he's built all these buildings, you know, at different districts. We know what the price per square foot roughly should be. And so we do conceptual design and cost estimating to kind of give you an idea of what it could look like. And around this price, you can get something that looks like this, so then you're not paying me to design things in the front end, and then the bond doesn't pass, and we have to go back and start over, and then there's things we've designed that, you know, you guys cut out of your budget, or out of the bond budget, so that's why we do it this way. We can do it the other way, there's just a lot of upfront money you'll have to pay to get things fully designed, and it's not typically done that way, for that reason.
Do you usually know what your roofs need?
For me?
Do you usually know what your roofs need before you ask to repair roofs?
What the roofs need?
Yeah.
Usually what we do is we go up there, walk around them.
After the bond issue?
No, we did before, just like I had roofers up there the last 3 weeks. And that's why I got them to give me, I got a quote.
I just, a couple meetings ago, you said that we'll go up there.
Pat, you walked in, you didn't hear what he said, so maybe we need to repeat that.
Someone in here at one time said, if the bond passes, then we'll send people to the roofs to see exactly, to see what they need.
We already did that last week.
Okay, but it didn't.
We already did that last week. Well, because I'm working for you guys, Pat, I'm trying to help you every way I can. I mean, it's money out of my pocket to help get this bond passed. So I worked with two roofing companies. I want to get 2 opinions, and we pay for that ourselves. No cost to the district. Any other place, any other time, we would have said it's going to cost you probably about $5 grand to get that done. I can give you examples where we're doing the same thing, we're charging the district.
Remember back when I kind of had a fit about an architect? Remember that? I had a fit about an architect. anybody?
Yeah.
The architect.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask what that person does. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask. It was a long time ago, we paid $10,000 for the architect. It was in the very, very, very beginning stages, and I'm just asking for my own curiosity. Who was that and what was done?
Miranda.
You've paid us to do
Okay, so
that.
you're like the.
Yep, so
you
all
guys
of,
are.
all of the.
She's the architect, I'm
Okay,
the,
so
I'm
all
the
of-
construction
all
guy.
of the-
She's the architect.
So all of those renderings and the marketing images and all of that kind of stuff, is, we helped get, the interview for your construction manager that, the state of Kansas requires you to have, for bonds and stuff. So we helped you work through that process, which was technically probably about a third of that cost. And the rest is just coming to the meetings, help these discussions, provide those renderings and, marketing materials to be able to give those visuals out.
I lost the person's name.
So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you want them to go requote some different things that we've talked about and pull some things out so it comes in it? And I guess
Well, I've heard pull out the ag building and the 2 parking lots, right? Someone, so that's how much, 4 million or so, or a little better?
2 parking lots came to $1,081,530. We talked about doing something cheaper with bathrooms. We've talked about cutting all parking lots. We've talked about cutting the ag shop. We've talked about doing the ag shop cheaper, and we've talked about doing bathrooms cheaper, and cutting other things.
What if you just to start with, do the ag building and do the 2 parking lots, how much are we, how much is that? That's gonna be $4 million, but it's gonna be 4.5. Right, so you got 18, I mean, how low do we have to go, so to speak, and what do you wanna give up? And I think if you do any construction out there with bathrooms, you want, and I think you want to fill the block, you want something that's gonna last.
So what's wrong with
I mean, I,
bathrooms at the big softball field? Bathrooms at the field there.
he hit the nail on the head. It depends on how much money you guys wanna spend, then you can go back into how much money you
Oh,
wanna
we
spend.
yeah, well, I mean,
There's
actually,
only 3 things.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
And
you
what
know
else,
that.
Chris, you wanna start cherry picking another thing too, I mean, I don't know what that magic number is, but I hate to say, I wish you would've done that 2 or 3 years from now, and.
Didn't Chris Craig do that?
I wish you would've done
What?
that.
Yes.
Chris Craig.
Yes, he did.
Didn't Chris Craig do that?
The bathrooms at the.
Chris Craig.
Yes, he did. Yeah, 'cause we delivered the block there.
Bathrooms at the.
So,
Delivered the block there.
adding in the ag shop, totally take the ag shop out. Middle school parking lot, tennis court parking lot, that's $4,662,260.
So you're at 18
They
million.
did 18 million.
So you're at 18 million.
They did 18 million.
17 million is $20 a year. 17 million is $20 a year.
Well, that's, I mean, even if they requote the bathrooms at each of those, I mean, we wanna keep it higher end, but I'm just trying to be devil's advocate here. We do a cheaper building, that was kind of, but I mean, that might save a little bit more money there too.
Yeah, in the short term, but long term,
It's gonna pay, yeah.
it's not. I mean, you know, so you want, if we're gonna do anything, we're gonna do it right, so I'd rather cut something and not do it.
And it's been our experience on those restrooms, those athletic facilities, fields, stuff, they just get trashed, vandalized, yada, yada, yada. And, if you did anything with masonry in 10 years, you're gonna be back and redoing them. That's just the. That's just the.
At the track, you really don't have any viable buildings, any
Right.
buildings that are
Yeah, it's
worth
pretty
anything right now.
We haven't cut that out though, for this, right? We haven't cut that out, but 18
No, we
million,
didn't cut that out.
that's still in.
Yes, that's still in.
Just saying, that combo building took care of all that stuff. And then the expanded seating.
Yeah, and the tax documents, if you send us to them, let them know. 13.5, 17, and 19.
Those are just examples of.
Just examples, okay.
Yep. Examples of no mill increase and then.
Right, right. I
Examples.
just didn't know if those numbers were relevant. I just didn't know if it was worth it.
No, they're just examples to give the board a talking point.
What kind of
Yeah, there
room
was
is
examples
there?
that the board had talked about.
Just say you put an entryway in the bathroom and then you put a concession stand in the southwest corner. Is there room? Southwest corner. Because I think we talked about that at one time.
I just don't feel like anybody's interested in doing that.
I'm just curious if there's room.
I'm saying, I don't think the public is interested in, I'm saying.
That's fine. I'm just asking if there's, did you ever check that out? That's fine. I'm just asking.
Football field bathrooms are just stand on the Blair Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand on the Blair Southwest.
And just the little, I mean, we use concession stand obviously every home game, but we use concession stand for what it's being used for at home game. I think that we have, for what it's being used suffices. I mean, we don't need anything more fancy down there.
Tracks it works.
I think it works.
Absolutely, the track works, but I think it works.
And that separates, I mean, it puts everybody in one spot if you go to the southwest.
Line
This
it out.
way you have a crowded routine, otherwise it's gonna be really congested. And that's where the football teams go out too, in main gate.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So.
Do we really want people waiting for a hot
Yeah, I
dog?
just, I can't
Keeping
picture
them.
that.
I like to see nice bathrooms and maybe concessions. I like, yeah, that would save a little bit. And then do the junior high track and stuff, that needs to be
Right.
good.
Yes.
And the entry, a little bit.
Right.
The track, I could fix the track. It's a disgrace. The track, I could fix the track. It's a disgrace. In my opinion.
Please note that when you guys start taking that stuff out, the stuff that you're looking on my spreadsheet, or is that what you're looking at? Stuff that you're looking on my spreadsheet. The contingency will decrease, yeah, that contingency will decrease, the architect fees will decrease, so you'll pick up some money there as well. And once you guys kind of decide, we can update that and get it exactly to what you want.
So don't we have to vote our December board
that's-
meeting?
we've
to
gotta
put it on
start.
a March ballot?
Yes. We have to have everything decided by December 2nd. We have to have everything.
So that you
December
can vote on
2nd?
it on December.
Yep.
So that you can vote on
So
it.
that, so that we can vote on it December
Yeah,
8th.
we'll take action on it at the board
So that we
meeting.
can vote on it.
The December 8th, your next board meeting, regular board meeting, yeah. December
That's the
8th, your
last day.
Next board meeting, regular board
That you
meeting.
guys can take action.
If that's still enough time.
If you work on it now, until December 2nd. Is anybody busy for Thanksgiving?
We can go to Brandon's house for
Yeah.
dinner.
My wife's
Go to Brandon's house.
So,
look, I think that's a good start. Let's have them pull those out, and then they can send it to Adam, have him send it out to us, and then we can probably try to figure out another meeting if we want to do. Does that work for everyone?
we might.
Try to figure out another meeting if we want. Definitely. You get enough notes?
I mean, is that enough direction for you now, or do you need more
Nope,
direction
I'm-
now?
Do you wanna repeat back to us what you heard, so we're on the same page?
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
I'm getting old, I'm losing my hearing, so what do you want to take out?
Well, I think we're thinking about taking out the middle school parking lot and the tennis court parking lot.
The middle school parking lot. The middle school parking lot. Okay,
And then the tennis court.
and the tennis court parking lot, okay.
And I think we're gonna take out the ag shop.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ag shop.
I feel like we need for strategic programs.
I feel like spending a little bit of money there is appropriate. I don't feel like spending $3.5 million.
We'll see what this does, and then you can add a little bit back in it. We'll see what this does. And then you can add a little bit back in
Can you give us an option while you're doing that, pull it out, give us an option of a, while you're doing that, I don't know if it looks kind of big option, but something that would look decent that.
You know, you could spend 20 grand, you spend 100 grand, you spend 500 grand. 20 grand, you spend 100 grand.
And you talking only about the ag shop only in that building, or what are you talking about?
What are
You want in that building? There's several things in that building.
Adam, what are some priorities of the building
Because I don't know.
maybe necessarily needs that you'd like to see?
Well, I think all the HVAC in there is original. I know it's got some.
Is that not on our HVAC for the middle school? Is that not part of
We're just
that?
talking ag shops.
Yeah, I was just talking ag show. I don't believe it was. Yeah, I was just talking ag show. Because it was roof type.
No.
I don't believe it was. That was wrapped into the $3.5 million street and all that. That's what I
That's
was.
exactly right.
Yep.
Okay. So all of that is original. The interior walls and stuff are rough. There's like, peeling
insulation stuff. I don't even know why they designed it like that originally, but, so there's, you know, but, I mean, yeah, you could go lipstick on a big model if you wanna just spruce it up, and keep the spaces you have. You just, I'm assuming you wouldn't be putting new walls in and all that stuff. So,
Again, so I want you guys to understand, that whole building is 14,323 square feet. So when we budgeted that, we budgeted $250 a square foot. That came up to the 3.5 million. That's redoing that whole thing top to bottom. New construction now is between 400 and 450 bucks a square foot. So remodel is about half, if you will, 50 bucks. So the whole point is, you could take, I'm gonna say $1 million, do a lot with it in that building. You just have to decide where you want to spend that $1 million. You just have to decide where you want to
I don't like that students have to walk through one classroom to get to the other classrooms. That I think is pretty much my biggest.
But if we're talking, just putting this out there, if we're talking about enrollment being down, because we're going to be extra classroom, we can move that to.
Right. That's great.
Extra classroom.
Yes.
And there's going to be some extra space, we can relocate some of that stuff. Yeah.
potentially, yeah, that work hasn't been done yet, as far as secondary realignment, restructuring. That's on the horizon.
What else is down there besides that?
That's on the. Yeah, well, art's on the space as you.
In between.
There is a ceramics room that the art teacher uses out there. There's a storage room, Jamie Barr's room is out there.
For fresh start.
For fresh start, yes. And mixed classroom and then mixed shop area. And then there's the tech room, and then there's the weight room, and then the maintenance shop. So the design was gonna split some of those things up a little bit better. So you had a dedicated weight room, they had a dedicated weight room shop. But yeah, you can spend less money if you choose to and decide where you want.
So what's most important in that building? The ag room first?
And art, I think.
And art? Ag room. So, because you need some direction to come up with something. We did
Something, and you know, at this point, you wanna remodel half the building, maybe remodel half of it, cut that number in half. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. Then, you can decide later on exactly where you want to spend that money. Fix this, do that. But we can figure out how much square feet you want to take it times 250, and that's gonna get pretty close. I will tell you, as just a bystander, we were here at the last board meeting, and your FFA kids were tremendous. As a matter of fact, we donated to the cause when we left here, because we thought that the program was so good. And I thought that those guys would use this space. They told me those guys, probably not. I don't know. But I'm saying you guys got a good program going with that FFA, and you got a great teacher.
Kids leading into, and that's where middle school, it's hard to say we're not gonna do something different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's appropriate to spend some, but not 3.9. It's appropriate to spend some.
So is the goal, I mean, we're down to 18 million, you want to add some back, is the goal to stay under 20 million? I mean, is there a magic number to sell? I mean, I don't know,
So the 17
that
million,
17.
the 17 million is $19.55 a year, increase on a $100,000 home. The 19 million is $31.63, increase on $100,000.
a year.
A year.
They're like 250 a month. They're like 250 a month.
I have been a big advocate of the Little Theater for a long time, because I think we can use it, but I mean, if we're gonna fix all these other things, 68,000, we could probably do that out of cap outlay. Fix all these other things, 68,000, we could probably do that out of cap outlay.
Basically, it would be, I guess, semi-fixed if you put in new seating and sound.
I think that's what they're looking to do, I think that's only what they're looking to do.
Yeah, only was only 68,000.
Seating was the only thing on the wall.
Yeah, is that realistic? Yeah, is that realistic?
How much was that, Steve?
68,000.
How much was that?
68,000. So pull that out of there and we'll take care of that. with capital
The
outlay.
theater seating?
I don't know.
Okay. The theater seating?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just think that's a lot of space there.
cheaper boat.
Yeah. It is a little bit more free.
That is a lot of it. That is a lot to sell. That is a lot of it. That is a lot to sell. But I'd like to see a fixed too.
Okay, can you read the list back to us, just so that I can make sure we're all on the same page?
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm gonna take out, you'll start the middle school. I'm gonna take out the classroom access, the parking lot, and the theater, so take out the classroom access, and then the tennis court parking lot. And then the tennis court parking lot. So that's roughly, roughly 5.5 million, maybe 5 million. So you're down to 5.5 million, maybe 17. So you're down to
And that took completely the ag shop out?
completely taking the ag shop
The
out.
ag shop out?
Completely
How much
taking
should we
the ag
spend
shop
in there?
So that kind
How
of
much should we spend in
puts you
there?
down below 17.
What about, I mean,
About
and that
17
doesn't,
million.
sorry, what about?
So if you have like
That
a
doesn't-
million,
Sorry.
million five, so if you have like, for the ag shop, you're still at 18.5, so, right? And you're under 19.
Right. Well, that'll still come down with his other funds, he said, would come down.
Well, but then we discussed the football,
We decided not to take that.
football restroom.
Right.
Doing something a little different there,
Right.
and a track.
The track and the restroom, we'll keep the track alone, because it needs a restroom.
Yeah. And no concession with the restroom at the high school.
Correct.
So that'll take a little out.
A lot of parents say that was their vote. That's why they wanted it.
At 17 million, it's $19.55 a year. For 19 million, it's $31.63. 19 million, and if you look at it by month, you're a $1.63 a month versus $2.63 a month versus 17 and 19. So if you sell in at 18, you're in between there. So if you sell in at 18, you're half.
We're at 17 right now, there's no ag building, right? So we could add back.
A little bit.
And you said half.
Maybe.
That'd be, let's say million six.
$1.5 million. Put $1.5 million back in there.
And you can do something like that to make it doable. And you can do.
We can, but I guess my question on that would be, what would you envision if you had $1 million to put into it? Do you want to see $1 million? Because the HVAC needs to be addressed, and any new construction that you do in there, you probably want to do that, and you don't see HVAC, and it's a big cost. The bathrooms in there aren't, the best, and so that's a big cost too. And so it's that question of, if you put $1 million in, we can easily put $1 million in and do what you want, but you don't see a lot of it, so you're not gonna, you don't see a lot of it, so you're not gonna,
2 million, you have 19 million, right? And that's at $31. So 2 million, you would see quite a bit.
you'd see a lot. I mean, obviously you'd see a lot more, yes.
Mechanicals and everything.
When you look at a $100,000 house over
Yes.
25 years, it's less than $1,000. When you look at a $100,000 house over
$31 times. Yeah.
$775.
So Jessica, I think you mentioned earlier, I kind of agree with you. Take another shot at this. Is that moving on enough to think
I don't know,
good shot?
I don't know.
I think we gotta be 17 or less.
I think we're going about, I know we just had a lot of discussion, I think we're doing this the very opposite of what we want to do. I think we're sitting here looking to cut, I think we, instead of looking at what we need to cut, we have to make a list of, and I think we're doing this the very opposite. I think we're trying to hit a magic number, and I think we should be doing the very opposite. We should be trying to hit a magic number.
Well, we know the three needs are the roofing, windows, and HVAC.
Right.
We know the three needs are.
And we know that's 11,159,624.
So then,
That's not the first one.
what's next in our,
Why can't you do that way just for that?
what's
That's
next?
when you get a lot of fighting is.
I also
From the
think,
public.
I also think we had to educate, we better about educating. I think they listed everything out there, but we didn't educate about how you fund that. District has no way to raise additional revenue above the current construction rate. You had to go through the state of bond, so it's not like we go out someplace else and raise money. The CAP fund, depending on how hard it's hit each year for emergencies or needs, that can grow a little bit, and you can fill that off and use part of that. But not to get the whole rub.
Well, another thing that wasn't pushed very hard is the fact that if the bond passes, we go to make the payment. The state says 25% of the bond in interest on every payment of the bond.
Yeah, but the increase was advertised with that already considered.
It was?
Yeah.
It was?
Right. Okay, so let's think of this backwards. Sorry. Okay, so let's think of this backwards. Sorry. Windows, HVAC, roofs. That automatically puts us at
11,159,
Do you have a calculator?
624.
Okay, let's just go down the list here. So, if you start up, say the HVAC, the windows and the roofs, three top floors, right? The windows and the roofs. So add this up, right here.
It's 11,159.
So you already have figured out?
It's on the sheet. It's on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It's on the sheet.
Does that include the window, the wall at the middle school?
HVAC.
Windows, HVAC, windows.
The roof.
Windows, HVAC, windows.
okay, so we have the survey that we can look at, and we also have the newest survey. Honestly, the next highest is egg shop, honestly, and the middle school seating, which are the two things that, and restroom at the football fields. Those tied, and those are the things that we're talking about cutting. And then track facility upgrades was a percentage point, and then track facility upgrades was a percentage point.
So that goes to the big items. They get you back over it.
We paid for the other
Parking
windows.
lots is down low. I feel like parking lots.
If we don't take care of that,
That's, I worry about a lot.
I do too. I mean, I have dogs on my foot.
That's, I worry about a lot.
I said the same thing. Yeah.
312.
If you get that out over time, you end up having to blow those up down there too.
is there a way we could, if we bought a machine of some sort, we could do some of this fixing for the district instead of incorporating this into a bond?
They did that.
Instead of incorporating this.
Ellie, when did they fill last time? Before I was here, they filled up, and they said if there was so much underneath, that it was just sucking it all up.
Right, so separated already and then it's going to
Underneath, they filled it, and they just haven't.
327, 327.
I think if we do, we've looked at the machine costs, but right now it's so far.
Right.
I don't think our machine would be far.
Right, gotcha.
Windows is 611, 750.
But that's low. That's low on the priority, but I feel, I worry about, that's low on the priority, but
800.
I worry about.
That's it. Then the high school, you got the roof is 227,500. HVAC is 227,500. 1325. Yours is. That's it. The windows is 291. And then the other is 635.
You're right.
What the number I'm gonna give you, add all those up. The number I'm gonna give you is just for the windows, HVAC, and the roofs. Then we'll have to add some contingency, and this gets pretty close.
It's not 11,159,624?
How much?
11,159,624?
I don't know, I'll tell you in a second.
11,159.
You're probably pretty close. I don't know, I'll tell you in a
No,
second.
then we gotta,
You're probably pretty
there's
close.
contingency that we didn't have in there. Then we gotta, there's contingency that we didn't have. zero in there somewhere. Right there. 12,520, 420.
12.5 million. That's for the roofs, the windows, and the HVAC.
And
For the roofs, the windows, and the HVAC.
track.
And the truck.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, 12,520 what?
424.
You said windows, that includes the wall at the middle school. You said windows, that includes the wall at the.
What's included the trackers?
Is that everything as it was in the original, the track?
The bleachers, the restroom, the concession stand, the press box.
So, you're a good devil's advocate also. In my case, all three of them on track and all that. Do we really need a concession stand there for the little amount that we're
I'm thinking,
I mean, I think definitely bathrooms. Do we need to order stuff though? I mean, yeah, but how many times a year are we doing it?
I know that, I'm just
I
saying.
mean, it seems like a lot of money to have a building in there empty for 98% of the year.
So the footprint of the restrooms and concession at the track is the same as the press box above. So it is acting as the foundation and the footing for
Okay.
it. So I mean, we can get rid of the concession, but it's not really going, yeah, it fits in really well because it is the.
Pretty cheap space for food.
Right,
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. I thought it was different.
We put the press box right on top and did it out of metal, so it doesn't have masonry, you know, that 2-story height, that's just masonry on the bottom that acts as the footing and foundation, to hold up the press box structure.
Okay.
And then using cheaper materials on the top, so.
The contingency and architect fees are roughly at 13. The HVAC, the windows, and the keeping the mill levy the same as it is.
Yep. And then the bathrooms out there. High school track, or high school football.
No, that's high school. That's all.
Football field, or SL. And then the garage out. But I'm thinking if we're talking, I think we need to invest in the ag, but I think if we're talking about lowering class sizes, there's some special classrooms that we can convert somehow, some way.
How much is the parking lot at high school?
Well, we got that as resealing everything, and we budgeted, about $1 million. That is not tearing it out, that's resealing everything going around the whole, there's a lot of square footage there.
There's a lot of square footage.
A lot of square footage.
What does that do with, when you reseal it, I understand what you're saying, but what does it do with the cracks?
They'll fill those cracks where they reseal them. They'll fill those
And
cracks.
that's just not, are they putting a coating on the, any type of sealant on the blacktop? That or just on the cracks?
I can tell you at Conway, they reseal theirs about every 10 years. It's just a maintenance thing. They do a little bit at a time. But, I mean, they don't have a parking lot like you guys have. I mean, they don't have a parking lot. There's a lot of square footage there.
I would guess the base underneath that parking shot. Based on the cracks out there, that you drop that water down.
Really.
That's what bothers me, that's something that gets expensive and hurt.
I think you're band-aiding it
If you just do that.
I think you're band-aiding
So is the best thing to do nothing right now, and wait till they come back and demolish, that'd be pretty
Good.
bucks. That'd be $30.
it. Like you said, there's a lot of square footage.
$30.
Just do half of it, because there's not gonna be very many kids, and they're not gonna have cars. So we're gonna have
To the
fewer
front
cars.
house?
So just do half of it.
So if we, like they mentioned there, you know, if we had sellers parked bathrooms,
$1 million on it.
which is the football field bathroom, the football field bathroom.
but I think we need to come back on it, because that's one thing that we keep hearing. I understand why, because I understand why the bathroom, I understand why the bathroom's fixed,
I'm
because the
saying
bathroom is.
Yeah, we have to do some kind of bathroom, maybe not what they quoted. but
What would just
something.
repairing what we have? I mean, nothing new. What would repairs to what we have? Nothing new. Oh, Pat saying.
No, I know, you don't, I can't.
Oh, okay. I don't like to use bathrooms either, so
The parking lots are $2.5 million. All the ones that we
Take out
are
all the
interested
parking
in.
lots?
No, the ones that we are interested in. Ike, Kennedy, and the high school. 2.5. Kennedy and the high school.
Both the Kennedy parking lots? Both of Kennedy's?
I don't know about both. I know it's the drive-through lane for sure. Both. I know it's the drive-through lane for sure.
So that's 25, nothing contingency, so yeah, you get 5, 13, so you get 6 grand.
No comment.
So you're over 16 million.
But like Jason said, we need to do something with your Band-Aid at that high school.
Well, there's a Band-Aid by time, it's a next bond issue, or you
Not 25 years.
When did we crack seal after last time? It's been, probably what, 5 years ago? 6 years ago. 5 years ago. So you can probably get by with that.
We did look at what it would cost to buy our own sealer for hopefully fix it and then keep up with it. I think it was
Somewhere around 6 to 7,000.
Well, that's the other we could. No, we need to fix it, we need to crack it. No. I mean, can our guys?
certified.
No, okay.
I think right now our project is too big, but we were saying if we did do the major repair, then we could do upkeep and try to help for not getting where it was. Do upkeep and try to help for not getting where it was.
just so we get that scheduled that way, so it gets done. Just so we get it scheduled that way, so it gets done.
What I'm hearing is, moving down this list.
Okay.
So the Eisenhower, HVC's in, the roofs are in, and the windows are in. Correct?
Yes.
Parking lot.
The parking lot's in, okay? The parking lot. You go to Kennedy, the HVAC's in, the roof's in, the windows are in, and the parking lot's in, okay? So you go to Lincoln, the roof's in, Washington, the roof is in, Rose is out, the roof and the windows are in, the middle school, the roof, the windows, and the track, the roof, the windows.
You meant the track at the high school?
No,
it's at the middle
it's at the middle school.
I'm at the middle school.
The track is at the middle school. It's at the middle school.
Okay, the track's in, right? And then at the high school, it's the roof, the HVAC, it's the roof, the football field restrooms.
A cheaper version.
Cheapen that up. We can.
I mean, they're not that bad. You're not, I mean, I don't think they're bad, but they're a lot better than they were, and they have to fix them a lot better than they were.
What was that, Jacob?
I think not, I mean, if they're not that bad, again, I think we're not dealing with, good, it's not one.
Okay.
Amazing.
And then, no asphalt repair at the high school.
Yes.
No asphalt repair.
Yes, asphalt repair.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to do something, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's back in.
So we're taking it.
Yeah, we
Yes.
are, but I don't know.
The bathrooms
if
at
it's-
the high school.
Yeah.
I'm talking
There's
straight to
nothing
bathroom.
at Solar Park.
You got the district window office, windows. You got the district window office. And then you got replacing those, the other HVAC units around the district. You got 630,000 budgeted up for the rest of the rooftop units that didn't get replaced when we did the ESSER stuff. Correct? And that's it. Right?
So what's out?
You wanna know what all that adds up to?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Let me take my trusty assistant with the calculator.
I have.
It's the ones that are highlighted in the
That's in court, parking lot, middle school parking lot.
Yeah, shouts out.
Oh, we didn't do any of that.
So that's like 4 or 5 weeks.
When she's adding that up, is we're working out a data They're having an emergency meeting tonight to whether to fix their HVAC, which is 1.3 million, or shut school down. And the only way they can do that is they have $0, zero reserve, zero nothing, is to have a bond issue. So they're scrambling to pass a $1.3 million bond issue to keep school open. So that's pretty bad. That's pretty tough shape. That's pretty bad. That's pretty tough shape.
How big is it?
Right? It's a little bitty 1A school, but it's out in the middle. It's nowhere.
So what if they close it where it's close to school to go to?
They're thinking about shoving all the kids into one building. And that's a big problem because they don't have enough room. And that's you probably do that faster on the computer, my spreadsheet. You got Excel.
Well, that's what I was
It
trying.
opened
but
in
it's-
Word
Oh,
for me. It opened in Google Docs, whatever the Word version of Google Docs.
That was my restriction.
Before contingency, it's 15,058,
add contingency in there.
494, and then
Add, get that down 5%.
494, and then,
Get that down 5%.
so you're looking at 15,811,
What's your fees?
418,
What's your work for free?
418.
What's your work for free? She's a 15.8 without the architect fees, so I think there's been some limit around.
Well, but that also doesn't include, you have, the football restroom. You wanna do something, but not the 920, correct? Is that what I heard? But not the 920.
I think they just want to hold off.
Oh, okay, that didn't include it, so that's why I just wanted to make sure.
We'll fix whatever.
Okay, that didn't include it, so that's why I just wanted to make sure. So 16,
16 million?
that's all.
With your fees included?
Stuff that I'm not doing.
We'll get the exact number, but you're right, with your fees included. We got it, let's do this right off.
Yeah, I said,
We only have one,
that's about right, but I said.
Just to be clear, at Eisenhower's, HVC, the roof, windows, and parking lot. At Kennedy, it's the APC, roof, windows, and parking lot. At Lincoln, Washington, it's the roofs. Roosevelt's the roof and windows. Middle school is the roof, the windows, and the track. The high school is the roof, HVC, and the asphalt repair. And then at Fisher's office, the windows, and then there's the rest of HVAC units scattered out the district. All that runs up to about 16 million.
And so what's not being done, if you read that off, it's gonna be the ag building, the tennis court parking lot.
What's not being done, okay, what's not being done is the ag building, the parking lot, the middle school, the theater seating, the football restrooms, the tennis court parking lot. Football restrooms, that's just not part of it.
Good chunk off.
And we, I think out of capital outlay, we'll do the theater seating, that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And can our crew do the, bathrooms? Or the, somebody contract with it? So, those should get done, but out of the capital outlay fund. So those two will pick up themselves.
Theater seating, figure about $250 a seat. We just put in a whole new theater and they average $250 a seat.
There's gonna be good seats and
There's
folders.
275 seats in there right now. There's 275 seats in there.
Right.
Let's put 6 million off.
I mean, I don't, you know, brand commercial, pay me now, pay me later. I mean, you gotta be careful. Brand commercial, pay me now, pay me later. At some point in time, you gotta become salesman too and sell it. I mean, you can't, you can't come back 5 years from now and try to correct the wrong.
Right. end of the day, you gotta get cut.
Part of, I mean, you cut. You're cutting 25%, from the original? You're cutting 25%. That's a big cut.
You're gonna be below $1.63 a month. You'll be below that. $1.63 a month. $1.63 and 17 million. $1.63 and 17.
Okay.
I think that's a good discussion point for the next meeting. I think we found a good discussion.
Except the next meeting, they need to be presented.
Yeah, how much does it cost to have a special election? How much does it cost?
That is on us. We'll pay for that.
Yeah, we'll have to pay for that.
We'll pay for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's, how many voters did you have? Yeah, it's 1,000 voters.
2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 voters.
I bet you have less this time.
Huh?
I bet you have less this time.
Yeah.
I bet you have less.
Anyway, 2,000, they go by vote. Some counties it's $1, some it's $2. Some counties it's not, that's the Brooklyn Bank.
I remember we've had this.
I thought we did, I heard it was something like $8,000.
Yeah, I was thinking you were estimating.
Not close.
Your $1.63 though, I mean, that's additional on the current law.
It's an increase. It's an increase.
$1.63 increase.
And once we get the number, I'll get you the exact,
13.5.
once we get you the exact number. Once we get the number,
Still got 13.5.
once we get you the exact number.
$1.63.
Anything else for that?
Are we gonna have another work session just to make sure that we have this?
Yes.
Are we gonna have another work session? So we can actually look at it?
Before the meeting. Right, sure.
What I'll do is I'll go back, I'll review this, I'll get the exact, I'll apply for Sam, I'll get the exact numbers on that. I'll get that to Adam in the next couple of days, but I really suggest you guys have another meeting before December 2nd.
Why, didn't that much time?
Yep, next week's Thanksgiving week, so, that doesn't mean you can't meet, it just means it's Thanksgiving week, so everybody's busy often, so it's up to you guys on that. I will be on now, so it doesn't matter.
I can have this stuff out to you before Friday. So, what is today, Monday? I can have it to you by Wednesday. So if you want, we'll try to do it this week, we can make that happen.
The following week, Monday is the first, and then you already have to have it finalized by the second, which is the next day.
Yep. We ought to do it.
Like we're working Fridays.
This Friday?
I got wrestling on Thursday.
Friday, I can make Friday.
I can make Friday, I can make it.
Anybody can make Friday,
Can you do it in
yeah,
the
yeah.
afternoon?
You can't make Friday?
Can you do it in the afternoon? Kat, could you make, like, at noon or 1 or 2?
I can make it today.
Can anyone else do that?
I can't do that early, but I can do it. I can't do it. I mean, you
How, like, what time can you meet on Friday? Or what time can't you meet, I guess, on Friday?
I honestly don't know yet.
do Wednesday?
Well, he said he's getting it Wednesday.
Oh.
So, I mean, what about next Monday? I mean, I know it's gonna be good, because everybody leaving.
I'll be here.
Monday at 6?
Next Monday. 6, next Monday. I'll have that stuff to you before Wednesday, Adam. I'll have that stuff to you before Wednesday, Adam. Or, what about you guys, can you make it
That's what you
Monday?
get for giving us a countdown.
Sorry, guys, can you make it?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Hey, we can do it.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now,
Thanks for coming down.
if we do it Monday, and we have some changes,
No.
I think on Monday the 14th.
We're gonna do.
Monday for this business. If we had some changes, so I get this incorporated to have time.
Like the holiday. Yep. No, I'm gonna tell you, there better be,
Minimal.
well, it's gonna be really kind of ironclad by Thanksgiving break.
Okay.
Really kind of ironclad by Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
You know if you need anything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you guys.
The 24th.
Thank you, Brenda.
See you, Adam.
Yep, see you, Brett, thank you.
See you, Adam.
Okay, topic 2, so next Monday, 24th. So topic 2 is the long-time discussion on elementary enrollment trends, which is also when talked about repurposing a building or closing a building. That's been brought up on this topic as well. And I have provided the board our enrollment data, and so you see from.
I'm gonna redo this one, because I can't read this.
Oh, yes.
I just.
Thank you. I was trained about
I know, I was too.
No, it wasn't today. It was, I had November 16th is when I got it. November 16th. Was it in there too?
Jessica, you want to take one of those?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, I don't know if I gave you enough.
I was looking at it. I got it on my right here.
So staying for no not cut. Staying for no not cut.
So I think that our recommendation, you have obviously this is a topic that's been going on for quite a while in lots of different forms. You have obviously a board that is ending, as Jason is getting ready to pass the baton to Mike in January. And so with that happening, I think that my recommendation anyway is for this topic to be presented to the new board very early in 26, as early as January if you want me to. And Chad and I can put that together. We need to know what you want presented. Obviously, over time, the concept of restructuring to different models has been discussed. And so one of those models has been, potentially going to 3 K through 5 elementary schools. One of those models has been elementary schools. One of those models 3 K through 5 elementary schools.
That's what we have now.
We have 4 K through 5 elementary
Yeah, I
schools
mean,
now,
that's what-
so go to 3.
No, K through 5, right?
But I just said attendance centers, that's another thing that has been brought up over time. And so essentially to the new board, when Mike's takes the seat, what we want to be able to provide you the data for this topic so that you guys can have an effective discussion. And so one of the things that's been brought up, obviously, with the attendance centers discussion, that kind of takes care of it just by the model itself. With the K through 5 discussion, the topic that came into that was getting some professional data, which the board, the district put in front of you. The board was not interested in that at the time. If you did go through a K through 5 model, we feel like that's really important to get that professional data so that you're looking for your community based off of demographics and where people are. That is put together by somebody other than Chad and I scratching the yellow pad, which is not going to be professional data.
And that was $20,000.
There's 7 of us that, there's 7 of us too, that could be put in to help do that.
That's up to you guys.
Don't you need somebody looking at the census data and demographics and knowing
I think we need like actual data. And I said that then, and I said that every time it comes up. We do not need every time it comes up.
What?
Is there something funny you'd like to share with the group or?
What? Who?
I don't know, there's
You're talking to
distractions.
me?
No.
You know,
I say it every time we need to go down a building. I say it every
Okay,
time.
I have to.
But I think we need to do it, and the thing standing in our way is we don't know where to put the kids in the building. Standing in our way is we don't know. And
Adam, what was that service, 10,000?
I think it was around 20, yeah.
So you're kind of caught up. Adam reached out to a company that does this. So you're kind of caught up. Cost the district 20,000 to help the district. I mean, if you look at these, and you all have the patch sheet. Yeah.
Truly. This can't go another year. I mean,
that's where I'm at, Pat, and that's why I think we have to figure out a solution. And that's why I think we have to figure out a solution.
we're not gonna come unless you do this year, the last year, we can't offer it every year. You can't have these numbers. We can't have these numbers.
Just so they can hear, just so you all know, Eisenhower has 206 kids, Kennedy has 147, Lincoln has 133, Washington has 79. So you kind of know what we're talking about.
There's kindergarten was 7 and 7. We had 2 new teachers this year that we did not need to hire at all. And we tried to do this whole thing through attrition. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen now. We're gonna have to let people go. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen. And that's, you know.
I think if, I'm just gonna comment from, this past weekend, I attended the Attendant Association State Board Conference in Wichita, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and the reduction in class sizes has been it's almost 90% of the districts are experiencing a reduction in class sizes. So what we're seeing here is not unique to Wellington.
No.
Okay, so it's not something that we did wrong in the community or a town or a county. It's just, this is the way, pretty much the way it is.
I think we're all in agreement that something has to be done. I think what we're caught up on, and this is what I'm trying to say, what we're caught up on is the thing that's standing in our way is we need to know where those kids are going to go. And so that's what we all have to agree on, because that's the number one thing. I mean, even in the legal process, even in the legal process, we have to be able to say where these kids are going to go. So I think where these kids are going to go. Like, that's what the discussion is now. Is where are these kids going to go? I mean, we can look at these and see it's a given.
I know we had spoken sending kids from Washington to Kennedy, but that's going to put too many kids there. It's going to put 226. It's going to be more than that. It's going to put 226. It's going to be more than
Well, depending on which way we go, keeping going from 4 to 3 schools, K through 5, or going to attendance centers. If you keep the current model of down one school, then you've got to figure out where the kids are going. If you go into attendance centers, you're not doing that. Is that on the table?
That's the only thing in the world that me and Pat agree.
When we talk to the teachers, I just want to throw this out there. When we talked to the teachers at the ratification meeting, they were actually very much for it. And so I just want to throw that out there. I told them that I would. I mean, obviously I've spoke that I'm for it. But I feel like their voices need to be heard. They did mention.
So if we go to attendance centers, we don't close the school?
No, but you still close the school, but now you know where all the kids are going.
You know, all the K1s going, all the 2, 3, all the 4, 5.
At the same time, you improve in education because you're giving the teachers
Disrupts your neighborhood school. They're also sold on neighborhood schools.
Well, they're not sold on neighborhood schools, and we have the data that proves all the kids live all over the city anyway.
But I would send your people to that. We don't include Washington because of neighborhood schools. We're small enough town, any of these 5 schools is a neighborhood school. We're small enough town, any of these 5 schools is a neighborhood school. Until you start.
So I think what it comes down to, and I understand waiting for the new board, we got Mike here now.
Mike's pretty smart,
you know.
We need to wait 2 more months to start talking.
I think the way that I see it, we have, really 2 viable options. We either we can move to neighborhood schools, I'm sorry, we're at neighborhood schools. Move to attendance centers, so we know where everyone's going, that's easy. To attendance centers, so that's easy and cheap, and in my opinion, I think it improves education, in my opinion, because then all of our kids are getting the same education. Because then all of our kids
They're
are
not
getting
gonna
the
get
same.
the same education. How can you say that?
They have the same teachers, and they're all in the same building, they're getting the same experience, where right now, I'm not saying that anyone is getting a subpar education, I'm just saying
Their education is.
education is different, so feeding into the middle school, you've got kids coming from, right now 4, and we're talking 3 different buildings where they're having different experiences, different teachers, and so they could have a more and then I feel like those teachers could have more collaboration time.
Research shows that the more changes you make, the harder it is on the kid. And we've got so many kids with issues that they just bond to these people, and then they move again. The second graders, the first grader moves, and then the third grader moves. To me, that is a big deal.
I can see that too. So then I think that if we don't do attendance centers, again, hitch in this giddy up is trying to figure out where those kids at the one-track school will go. So I think that it's worth the money to have the company with the data.
Why don't
To
we
tell
have-
us the company with the data.
Can we do some things ourselves before we spend $20,000?
Because I think that over the last 4 years since I've been on the board, we've talked about this and gotten all of that data and still been unable to come to a decision. This has been a topic on almost every agenda for the last 4 years.
Do we have
But we
any?
never just said, we've never, with numbers, put everybody back in their own school. We've never,
The grandfathering part of it is huge.
we might have to, we never talked about that. We all know that it's there.
I've said the grandfathering policy needs to go away for a long
Yeah,
time.
maybe take that away.
Now, isn't the first thing the board needs to decide is, and I'm new, so maybe I didn't know what decided is, to make the decision what direction we're gonna go, attendance centers or down to 3 K through 5, and then act accordingly on that, what it
We
takes
did
to do
that
that.
once. We did that, right?
Act accordingly on that.
Am I wrong to say that we
Do
made
that.
that decision? Am I wrong to say that we made that decision? Jason, I mean, somebody, I'm not crazy.
No,
Thank you.
okay, so if,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, that's what I'm just. Yeah.
so that if you take attendance centers off the table, you're looking at where are we gonna move those kids?
You're at this, I mean, realistically, you're split up between Lincoln and Kennedy.
Yep.
Because if not, you're gonna overload Kennedy, it's gonna be more than Eisenhower. If not, you're gonna overload Kennedy, it's gonna be more than Eisenhower.
And that's where I think, I've asked for this number before and I've heard unofficial, do we have an official number of how much we will save? Do we have an official number of how much by closing the school?
If you don't repurpose
If we
it,
don't repurpose it, we just close it.
I think Washington is around $1 million. I think Washington.
So you're saving $1 million a year, so closing it. $1 million a year. In my opinion, I'm closing it. Trust me, I've just had to sit in front of the teachers and told them that we don't have the money. Trust me, I've just had to sit in front of the teachers and told them so, but I feel like it's worth $20 million or $20,000 once to save $1 million a year
On
in
top
the
of
future.
that, on top of that, with decreased enrollment, what's gonna be our lack of, our shortfall in funding
Right.
coming up? Isn't it, I heard someone say at one time,
Yeah, you guys figured that.
What
like
was,
$500,000
how many
or
did we go
so?
down this year? I don't have it directly.
Like a half,
What,
so at the same time we're losing funding.
40 what?
So at the same time we're losing funding.
Look at the sheet, but I wanna say it's 41 or 43.
Okay, 41,000 just base alone.
You can move all of them.
Just base alone, that's $250,000 this year. Just base, that's not any of the multipliers, anything like that. Just base. And
What does that cost this year? You know what it is by the multiplier? For the month?
about 57, I put 56 to
5,800 or
be.
so.
About 57, I put 56 to
And then what's the multiplier on that?
be. Well, it depends on the kids, I
Yeah,
mean, you know, at
if you
risk,
do
all
it
that.
If you do it aggregate though, then you just
You
go
know,
ballpark.
you could probably safely say, what, ish? You could probably safely say,
I think so.
so you're looking closer to 300 330. Going closer to 300.
Mhm.
We're looking at every
Mhm.
year. We're looking at every
Mhm.
year. Our graduating classes are about 115, and our graduating classes, incoming kindergarten classes are about 95. So that means we're losing 20 students a year just in that birth rate. So
So in addition to that initial loss of funding, you can lose again that much here pretty quick behind that.
Mhm.
So that $1 million you're saving, a lot of that's gonna be paid up and reduced funding.
So that's looking at just in what we're losing in the difference in class sizes alone, that's about $150,000 a year. Class sizes alone, that's about $150,000 a year. So that $1 million, so it's gonna be eaten up
Really quick.
in 6 years.
So we could, is this closing it or we purchasing?
Closing.
That was
That's
closing.
that's straight up closing.
That was $1 million for closing.
Closing.
That was
That's
closing.
that's straight up closing.
That was $1 million for closing.
Well,
It just doesn't make financial sense at all.
to close it?
It just doesn't keep it open.
Oh, I was wondering about the preschool.
Keep it open.
part.
I think that's a bridge that we have to cross later, but I do think that it's going to be an issue because we'll be talking about that we're going to have to fill Kennedy classrooms. We're going to have to fill.
Here's the deal, we figured all masonry construction, especially out there, football, kids, especially out there. I really think it needs to be out of walking brick. We can put up another building, we can do that. We can put up cheaper building, so, yeah, to answer your question, yes, we can. It just depends on what you guys want to do. The same thing goes for the stuff at the football field. The same thing goes for the stuff at the football. What?
Were we just talking about the football field?
Yeah, my question was
That's what I thought what you
was
said.
the 900,000 on restrooms at the football field. That's just something that I'm hearing a lot from folks. Just it seemed very expensive, so I was hoping we could just
Yep.
address.
Yep.
Were you
Why?
envisioning
Yep. Yep.
a concession stand football, concession stand bathroom?
Yeah, she had
That's
those
what my
pictures.
Yeah, where are they? I mean, I never
She
saw
had those
mine.
pictures. They were at every.
Oh, I know they were, but I asked you, I
They were at
specifically
every-
asked you. Oh, I know they were, but I asked. Is this what it's going to look like? And you said, no, this is just kind of
It's
a.
conceptual.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, so.
And it doesn't look like an
That's what I'm
entrance,
saying.
a bathroom, and a concession stand. It's just like, ta-da, a bathroom. And I think that's what people were thinking is $90-some thousand.
$90-some thousand for
Yeah,
just.
for just that little down, I think that hurt it.
You can change anything you want to change, man.
That 980,000 for the restroom, that includes a concession too? At one time we had them separate, as an option, as well as.
We're talking about the high school football field, or are we talking about over here on the high school?
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about the high school.
The high
What about the
school.
high school right now?
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about the high school.
High school football field, we have budgeted. High school, 980,000, I think,
Yeah.
right? 980,000, right? The thing about it is, you gotta remember,
I mean, I think we need to do something about that.
new restrooms at the high school football field, $920,700. Now, that's for the restroom, then you also gotta remember, that it just isn't the building. It's getting the grading done, it's getting the utilities over there, it's getting all that stuff over there that you need.
But we don't know.
Stuff over there.
Do we know where it will be?
We have a couple.
Will it be where it is, where there is some plumbing, or will it be down the other end? The concession stand is, it never was a full picture of concession stand, restrooms.
There's a site plan in the presentation package that has it on the southwest corner. Am I correct on my directions here? Southwest corner, where we would place the concession, and ticket entry and everything like that for the home field, in that area. The northwest corner has your existing concession building now. And so there is the ability, we had two options. You could have your concessions, a new concession with the bathroom, so people aren't having to walk, you know, to one end of the field to get concessions and then the other end to go to the bathroom, all within, you know, your halftime or whatever. So we had an option to combine them all in the southwest corner, or you could do just your bathrooms and the ticket entry and all that kind of stuff down there. To help save some money. So worst case scenario, we're pricing, you know, a masonry constructed building down in that area with new concession and everything. That helps with longevity of the building, the maintenance of the building, and the care, you know, moving forward. But we can drastically reduce the cost if you change it to a different construction type. But it's easier to damage. It's not as durable and stuff. So that has wiggle room on the design. We just kind of priced the best case scenario to get a building that lasts the longest for you guys, and that's what was presented and approved in our meetings. So
So what I'm hearing, we thought there might be some play in the roof. So what I'm hearing for our last discussion, last meeting,
A little bit.
and that's what away, there's, I guess, no play. So we're kind of back to the, kind of the same numbers. So the only way really to cut costs would be to use the scope of the bond, right?
Correct.
Is that where we're at right now?
Yep, right now, if worst case scenario on the roofs, I'm talking about the roofs. If we do the 25-year overlay, there's probably a couple $100,000 sitting there that's gonna be extra. And I would advise you to save that in case when they peel that off, we have to replace any insulation. You don't know. We don't think there's gonna be a lot, but then if we don't, that money goes back to you guys to do whatever. As far as the restrooms and as far as the ag shop remodel, all that stuff can be done for less money. It depends on what you guys want. And I'm gonna tell you that it's been our experience that once the bond passes, then you get into the design. That's where you're gonna pick up your money, is one side. It's right now, everything is based on square footage numbers, based on conceptual estimating, based on the back of the napkin, if you will. And so until we sit down with you guys say, okay, it's gonna be $980,000 to do this, but you wanna build a metal building with sheetrock, then it's gonna be $400,000 with sheetrock. So need a little bit of direction from you guys. I mean, if I tell you it's gonna be $450,000 and then you guys in the design say, hey, I want masonry, and it's gonna be $980,000, then you don't already have enough cash. So a lot of that's gonna get flushed out in the design phase.
Which I think a lot of people, I think the misconception out there on that was this was the top end of everything. And people didn't understand that it will come in cheaper, just come, I'm assuming I'm not speaking for the whole board, but once it's towards the bond. I think that was a misconception the whole time with our marketing and all that out there. They thought they saw the highest end, and I'm like, no way. Realistically,
They didn't know what they were getting.
What do you mean by that? Put it back. I mean, once we have the bond coming to us.
You said we don't.
So my 2 cents, I got one more meeting on the board, but my 2 cents is, shop the minimum, we shouldn't have shot the minimum, which is what I said. I think we need to live within our means. I think there is wants, not necessarily needs, that are being hit on that bond issue. I'm saying that publicly. I've said that to staff on that bond issue, and I just feel that's the way it is. I think the school district needs a bond. I don't think they needed to set the partisan as we did. So what he's talking about is barely moving the needle. What he's talking about, a little bit that he's talking about on the roof is barely going to move the needle. That's not going to get you to 72 votes that you need. Or 75, sorry. So I think you're going to need some big numbers if you're going to get the votes. And I think that means you're going to have to barely. Exactly. What I don't think we need to do
again, one more meeting, so it's your choice, not mine. But there's still a bad taste in people's mouth as far as the high school. The rerun until it passes. I would strongly recommend that this board does something. I do not think that's set well with a lot of the community. But I got one more meeting, so.
I mean, I agree. I felt, and I said that when we voted to put it on the ballot, I was worried that I would spend more comfortable somewhere between that 14 and 20. But I went with what I was hearing, people stopping me in public saying they wanted to see. And now I think we need, I mean, Jason did point out, some of these big things that we absolutely need, like roofs and HVAC and all that, we cannot do without a bond. That is the way that the state of Kansas has set up school finance. That's, these big projects are not something that everybody does out of cap out. So we're going to need a bond, but yes, we are gonna have to cut it back. I was hoping that pouring the roofs, we were gonna find out there was some savings there, but obviously there isn't. So I think we need to find another place, but I don't think, I think we need to find Jason's place. I don't think we have, I think we have one more shot. But we have to do it right, because we have to have these roofs and HVAC and windows.
Isn't that the bulk of the bond, the trouble?
Well, there's $3.5 million sitting in a remodel of an ag shop.
Which I also
Building that's getting ready to have declining homes. Building that's getting ready to have.
I want to give you guys a little bit more information.
Okay.
I took some liberties.
Yep.
I took some liberties, and what I did is, I don't know what your guys' magic number is, but I took out the parking lots.
I was just figuring.
I took out all the parking lots, and he got it down to 18 million. So, 18 million, your mill levy's only a couple million.
Right.
Mill levy's.
So here's, I'm gonna play, I was also thinking parking lots. Started my list, doing the math on parking. I'm gonna play devil's advocate though, just because I won't be able to see that. And right now, that's where Futures has two preschools, so we're taking away two preschool classrooms. So Futures is going to be looking for something.
We're just talking, long talk about the new roof on.
I mean, at the end of the day, we still own the building.
We still own the building.
We
I don't
still
want
are
it-
responsible.
I don't want it to go the way of junior
$1 million
high.
worth of roof on it.
It's only $280,000 for the roof on the building. It's only $280,000 for the roof on the building. 218,750 for the roof on Washington. 218,750 for the roof on Washington.
Move the price that much.
Yeah, but if we have to say, well, if it's just repurposed, yeah, it's, you know.
Okay, we need to get back with Brett. He's had roofers up there tell us how bad that particular building is. He's had roofers up there tell us how bad that.
I think ideally you'd repurpose that for the neighborhood and the school, that is, if you repurpose that in the neighborhood, if you could find someone making preschool, that'd be a nice alternative for it.
How many bus kids do we have?
Between 60 and 70 is usually about where it sits. Between 60 and 70 is usually
What about taking the bus kids out of Eisenhower
Looked at that.
and put it down?
We could have done that, and that would have been Kennedy.
And, well, and it also affects, it keeps all the bus traffic in one area close together instead of run clear across town.
And do what with Washington? Nothing.
I don't know, we're still trying to figure that one out.
We need to decide too, if we're gonna
Still trying
send,
to figure that one out.
like, we need to decide too, are we gonna send everybody back to their own school? Are we gonna send
So
everybody?
I have a thought about that. And I've thought this since before I was on the board. we have open enrollment now in Kansas. And so we can have a kid from out of our district look at the list and say, okay, there's an opening at X school, I wanna go to that school, but we're not allowing the kids in our district to do the same thing. And that bothers me, so I think that in doing this, we should also open it up, and we should be filling those positions with our own kids first. And
I
then, I mean, we have.
I don't think that's how it works. I think, and Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but if an out-of-district student applies to our district, you tell them which school to go to. They don't get to pick.
That's how policies are written.
Yeah.
I brought up, as a part of this topic, there's been so many things brought up over time, I think half of it gets forgotten. I brought up an in-district transfer system as a part of this whole thing. When non-resident enrollment policy first came out, one of the things I presented to help tackle this was to have an in-district transfer system that was more literally they apply for an in-district transfer and on top of that, and it was, the dates were exactly that, on top of that. And we take care of all of our community members first, and then whatever's left over, we then republish the numbers after that process goes, and so then outside the community could go for the spots that the current community. So that has been.
If we did that, would you have like enrollment or? Would you have like enrollment? Say I go to, I'm in the Lincoln district. Will you have like a day for people that live in the Lincoln district that want to go to Lincoln first, so that they get the first shot, and then anybody else that wants to go to Lincoln, and then anybody else that wants to, you see what I'm saying? I don't think that's such a bad idea myself. I don't think that's such a bad idea.
That was an idea at the time. That was an idea.
And I think the reason that got tabled was because we couldn't make a decision and we needed to finalize the policy for the, and then we needed to finalize legal reasons.
I agree with Jessica. I think the obvious thing is, I agree with the Washington school. The obvious thing is, Washington, it's a great experience, but the numbers just aren't good. Our enrollment's just down, and it's just forcing our hand. So, I think the easy thing, I mean, we've had Line Strong before. We've had Line Strong for decades in this town. So, I think in the last 2 or 3 years, we, as this board, have not necessarily followed those lines. I think we need to get back to following those lines, draw a simple line, we divide Washington District, east to west, east goes Kennedy, west goes Eisenhower, Lincoln, wherever the numbers need to go, and we're done. I struggle with spending $20,000 to decide where to go with one school and the 3 buildings.
I don't know how they would, I don't know what kind of information we're looking for them to say. We all know the birth rate's down. I mean, those kinds of things we know.
I just have a problem telling a parent, you're gonna go, your kid now goes to this school because a bunch of yahoos drew a line on a map. That's what concerns me. I just like it being database.
What if we left them pick each other?
Then you're gonna have.
But then, what do we do with kindergarten? Then you have open enrollment for just one area of town.
Everybody in Washington fits at Kennedy. But then that doesn't solve the problem at Lincoln. But they're local.
Right. That's why I say you should try to split them up and you get to 173 and 186. 186 for Kennedy, 173 for Lincoln, if you split it in half. 40 kids at Lincoln, 39 to Kennedy. 40 kids at Lincoln. That still leaves Eisenhower 206. That still leaves Eisenhower 206.
I'm just saying, after 13 years of serving this board, about every decision we make is going to tick off about 50%.
This is really going to
This is
do.
true.
This really is
That's
going
what
to
we're here
do.
to do.
This
Not
is really, I know. This really is
That's what we're here to say. Let's make a decision.
Look at that kindergarten class.
Yeah, see, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to not hire 2 new teachers at Washington, and I wanted to combine the kindergarten and put one of those teachers over here.
I agree, we just had to know where to send them, and that's, we didn't,
No,
and we
we-
Washington had to know where to send them.
No,
I don't think they,
no, see, this is what,
do we know those numbers?
well, yeah, you knew they were gonna be low. You knew you
By
weren't
law,
gonna
we
get a
have
batch
to be
of
able to
20.
tell
You
them.
knew they were gonna be low.
By law, we have to be able to tell them.
No, I'm not talking kids.
By law.
I'm just saying this year, I think we should have instead of hiring 2 new teachers at Washington, whose enrollment is low anyway, but there's only 14 kindergartners at Lincoln, so 1 teacher could have done that class.
I agree
And
with
the
you
other one
completely, Pat.
could have gone to Washington.
I agree with you.
That would have saved hiring a teacher, and it could have been done somewhere else as well. And Adam, I know you said we don't know what's coming into kindergarten, but we do, because there's not gonna be, 14 in one class, you're not gonna have 20 kids show up, or 14 in one class.
I disagree. We've had, this year it's low at Lincoln, we've had, it's high at Kennedy in the past, we've had very low numbers roll at Kennedy.
It's not high anywhere. 14, 15, that's not high. It's not high anywhere. They're not high anywhere.
But if we just rack up 30 kids in a class.
No, and you wouldn't have to.
But if we move, I guess that's where
And
our,
that's over with. We still have, are gonna have teachers probably.
I guess that's where our,
I don't know. We still have, are gonna have teachers probably. And it would have saved money this year.
I mean, I agree. I think all these teachers are gonna end up with a place to land. I mean, we always have that many open, that, or we have places where we already have classroom, that's fine, we remove those, that's an easy fix there. That's fine, we remove those, that's an easy fix there. Teachers, I'm not as much worried about them as I'm worried about where we're moving the kids, and we just have to be able to tell parents where these kids are
Yeah,
going.
that's our job right now. Yeah, that's our job right now.
So you mentioned that the new board in January should act on that?
That's my recommendation, because at the end of the day, Mike, Jason loves that idea, but Mike, at the end of the day, the board that takes on a topic as big as this for the community, the board that makes the decision should take the heat for the decision. And that's gotta be my recommendation, you know.
And I don't think we'll be ready to make a motion on this next month anyway.
No, I just think we can keep talking about it.
I
Absolutely.
mean, to keep talking.
No, I just think it's, Mike, no, I'm talking about it.
Oh, that's all we do, we've been talking about this for
I know,
years.
that's
We've
what I'm
got to
saying. I
make
wanna wait
some.
till January to talk about it.
Can you and Chad get together with your friends and draw on that map of Washington's district, that map that had all the kids, and try to do a straight line across whatever, and let's see, or even a divide, let's see what, let's just see where the numbers are at. I mean, it's gonna be. a
The
drop in the bucket.
infinite,
Let's just see where
the
numbers are at.
infinite lines that you talked about, that you
Try splitting
That
out
was
the
another
Indian
thing that we
kids.
put in, yeah.
Or,
Try splitting out
last
the
year,
Indian.
with all those kids that go somewhere else, where they be and how they do that with those classes.
It has to be split between Kennedy and Lincoln. Eisenhower's needing more kids, so it has to be split between.
Well,
Kennedy and
20 is not too big of a class. I mean, we have to stop this.
Yeah, but
15.
if we send some to Eisenhower, then we're abandoning Lincoln even more, and that's.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I just throw that out there.
I think with
20
the
is
two
not-
kids,
I agree
with
with
the
that.
two schools that are the lowest, the two kids, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be.
That's where I think at the very least, if we're not gonna use the company, we need to talk to, I feel, we should talk to some of our local, real estate professionals that know the ebbs and flows of the town and can kind of tell us where we're going to be seeing, where families are moving, where houses are available, and kind of what those trends look like,
People aren't.
I see what you're saying, but I think that's the best time.
Okay.
I see what you're saying, but that's just my opinion. I mean, there's houses all over this town that's for sale in all different districts.
I'm just thinking about like when we
In all different districts.
moved, our neighborhood is a vast majority were retired folks, and now we're seeing that school full because those folks have moved on in one way or another and abandoned those homes, and now.
Legally, that's not what it used to be, so.
Yeah, and the demographics has moved around.
Yeah, that's, I just think that it just keeps moving in a
40,
circle,
50 years,
right?
you know, like out there around Eisenhower, when we built that, those are all new homes. By usually the professionals in this town. And then they got older, they retired, passed on, left, and Eisenhower got low for a while. And then we had an influx of new young families because that's where the available housing was. And it's moved around. It was a Lincoln for a while, and then it was a Kennedy, now it's at Lincoln.
So
it's probably
Yeah,
gonna
I mean, the numbers are just down.
so Eisenhower and Kenny are the same school size, correct?
No, Eisenhower's 132. Eisenhower will hold 25.
But Kenny's larger than Lincoln.
I don't know about that.
But Kenny's larger than Lincoln. I'm just thinking if we decide to send all the kids to Kennedy, because Lincoln can be I mean, realistically, down the road could be the next one. I mean, the lower number. Why shift it again and have to change it again? But
Which I think is another reason to hold on to the board. We need to go down to a one track.
it's not going to be easy, unfortunately.
So what information do we need so that we can continue this conversation?
Oh, I'd like, Mike, I know you're not on the board, but do you have any comments?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah? Would you be comfortable sharing
very
any thoughts?
Very comfortable.
I'd be interested in
Very
hearing. Would anyone else be interested in hearing?
If it's not overstepping my boundaries.
We gotta start.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna make two people mad.
Okay.
I'm gonna make two people mad. Any decision that is not centered based is wrong. Educationally, economically, educationally, you've got to go to centers. There is nobody in education, nobody that I've studied that would say, you want to put your best, all your teachers that are teaching first grade in Kennedy school, all of them that are teaching kindergarten in I'm just making this up, I don't care what school it goes to. Then you have all your resources for kindergarten right there. Now, I've got a parent, I'm a parent, I live close to Kennedy school. I go to Kennedy school, I've always gone to Kennedy school. I go to Kennedy school, I go to Kennedy school. I go to Kennedy school,
I'm not following, and this is my first time here. I will follow protocol next time. I apologize. I taught for close to 20 years. I was looking at the numbers. I don't understand, except for, I think it was Eisenhower, the top school. The rest of those schools, your total numbers are dream numbers for one teacher. One teacher. I would have killed to have 18 in a classroom. I don't know that I ever taught below 30. So I guess I don't, logically, I don't understand why you need more than 2 schools looking at those numbers. And I know busing and things that throws in a whole other curveball. I don't know anything, so I'm not gonna, but just looking at those numbers, the largest class is 5th grade with 4 classrooms, that's 26 kids in a classroom. Dream. If you have 5, that's 20, you're in heaven. So I guess numbers lower than that, there's not a huge benefit. But financially, would it be, I don't understand the need for more than 2 schools with these numbers.
Which is another reason why I think getting data from them.
I thought too, and I agree with you, but I do think kids are different, and that's what you'll hear. I mean, I had 30 kids too, but kids are different. But so
I taught in the roughest parts of. I taught in Plainview, and I taught at the other schools where most of our kids came from, the homeless shelters, places like that. So we 30 was still. If you're, I'm sorry, but if you do your job, you can do 30 pretty easy. 25, it's kind of a cake. And again, I'm not saying I'm right. It's a different district. Just looking at the numbers, I don't understand more than 2.
Right.
If it's feasible. Would that save another $1 million on a second building? Or would busing, that's just my question.
Right. That's something we would look at maybe in stages.
That's also a question I support.
Then make the next step.
It's also a question I support, the idea of closing possibly 2, not just 1.
So, yeah, no, I have, and I think we touched on it briefly, maybe not closing 2, but instead of doing away with a 1-track school, doing away with a 2-track school. And so a bigger school, and so we have actually had that discussion. And again, that's where I'm gonna go back to the data.
Yeah, you've been averaging 20, 22 kids.
Yeah, which isn't bad. She's right, 20, 22 is not bad.
22 is
And it's
heaven.
something that we've discussed, I mean, in negotiations. I mean, imagine what we can do to our base. I mean, something has to.
I guess my only point, right now, we're having trouble deciding about closing one and fighting over it. Maybe we should close two, but I guess take the first step first, and then if we have to, take the second step. And then we'll at least have a path that we've proven, knowing the potholes for, pros and cons.
So.
Are you trying to add up by grade?
I have seven words. I think your public would be impressed with the board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're trying.
Yeah,
It's not easy.
I know.
It's just not an easy thing to do.
I don't know. I'm gonna go back to. I think we need the data. I think that just highlighted that there may be the yahoos shouldn't be doing the math. That I feel like I know. That's us. We're the yahoos. We're the yahoos. We've been drawing. We've been coloring on maps and doing the math.
So
I again, that's where.
if we are considering doing two, I would completely agree with you.
And again, I think we did at one time, a long time ago, touch on. We took these numbers and we said, what if we were underthinking it, and we thought keeping Washington but closing one of the 2 track schools.
There's only one grade in that school.
Yeah.
There's only 2 grades there.
Huh?
You only have 1 grade at Washington.
Yeah.
I know, but what I'm saying is, we don't need that if we have that few students.
Oh, okay.
Go to 20.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I do know.
And I mean, like we just said, we could.
At Washington.
She's right. You do the math, and where we've just been adding these kids to another school. Really, if you divide them all up, you can probably go even lower.
But I think we also thought about Washington's the smallest school, so
That's where we were coming from. Yeah.
in a pipe dream, if we had growth, at least we have the room. But with
And I
Washington,
will
it'd be kind
say, we were in a brainstorming session this weekend with Winfield, Renwick, and Mays. Winfield is in the exact position to the point. I mean, same number. They lost 75 students this year, so not as many as we did. More closer to what we did last year, but still more. They've got 4 elementary schools. One of them is 1 track, and they're looking at pretty much the exact same thing. And he also said they were looking at closing the one. Renwick is in a weird position where they're actually having growth because of some new developments. But even Mays said that Mays, who we always hear, they were just talking about building another high school. Their board member told us they've taken another high school off the table, and that they're not seeing a huge decrease, but the decrease that they are seeing is matching the birth rate, so about 5%. So, I mean, even Mays is looking at this. This isn't just an us problem, and we were also told Sunday, in Sunday's work session, that this will be looking at the number of kids in the state of Kansas right now. The class of 2026 will be the largest graduating class in the state for the next 20 years. So, I mean, it's not just us.
So
Well, nobody's, I mean,
It's not just us.
Schools 2 years ago.
Yeah, and we're talking about we're talking what if people are not having as many children. So, I mean, it's just.
So let's do this for our next meeting. Let's all brainstorm. If we use her advice and do 2 schools, what's the second school we're going to post?
You keep Eisenhower and Kennedy open, they're 2 middle schools.
Those are your biggest thing you're doing, right?
Eisenhower was built for 3 schools, 3 classrooms.
Like the town down the middle,
My son went through, there were 3 classrooms. It's built for 3 classrooms. Everything in that building is a third larger.
But it makes
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
when you do the math on it.
They won't like it.
So, what happens?
maybe, have you thought
I
about,
don't know. I sat at KSB this weekend and I heard, you know, the school board is the what and the district is the how. So are we getting too into the weeds?
Into the weeds, is that what you said?
That's a big discussion. Because, I mean, I think we do that, like I've told Adam many times, I think we do that about every board meeting. When we're recommending the hires and the resignations, when we're not the ones that are doing that vetting. Staff is.
Right.
And we're counting on staff to do that vetting. But then it's coming to us to make that decision. So, again, I agree with you. Are we getting too into the weeds? Sorry,
I was wondering about the thought of possibly closing 2 facilities and then bond request to help create more space in the ones that are there. Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at,
I mean,
look at Eisenhower as a place for 3.
Really
See.
taking these two.
I mean, the only thing that would probably increase enrollment would be if somehow Wellington became more of a veteran community, kind of like Derby and Nemo Maine, right?
They're gonna go to Clearwater more
But-
anywhere but here.
Clearwater's not growing right now, we talked to them. They're surprised, I thought they would be, but they're, well, Conway Springs too, yeah. So, but I don't think that'll happen, but that,
I mean, we're
you
still
know,
just 2022.
I think we're too far away, but other than that, the
23,
demographics are probably gonna continue to slide.
If I had a choice.
When we look at the map, if we split it down the middle. If we split it down the middle with our current students, what does that look like? Right? And can we get a number? Can we get a number on savings if we close Lincoln? I believe I just said those words. What?
The savings
Wow.
are gonna be teachers.
Well,
I mean, it is.
savings is gonna be building, maintenance.
Well, it's gonna be teachers, I mean, and that's a big chunk of it.
Yeah, that is payroll,
Yeah,
you're gonna
And
have
so,
It is gonna be
utilities, insurance too.
Because if you move them to, just say you're gonna move them to Eisenhower.
so that's 11
that's
teachers.
what I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do we have any idea, do we have any early resignations yet, any early retirements that we know of? So we have any kind of like, just a number, so we know what we're
I
waiting.
know of 2 in my head right now officially.
Elementary, possibly.
One of them is.
So, I mean, that's, I think would be I haven't,
That's 17 positions, and I don't know how we do that.
You're averaging 50.
Are we?
That's what we were talking about when we put that in the
Okay.
middle for open positions, so.
So
Okay,
do that-
well, no,
that type of
wait,
turnover?
what?
It was 54 or 50, so 50.
That was the, oh, that was
That
the,
average.
you're talking salary, I'm
Yeah,
talking
salary.
number of people,
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
How many elementary openings do we have each year?
haven't had in the last few
It
years.
depends, I mean, it ebbs and flows, it depends. I mean, we'd have to look back, and I could give you that data, for sure.
I'd appreciate it, I mean, cause now we're talking, where we were talking before taking these teachers and saying we had 3, 4 openings, and then whoever retires moves on, whatever, so we at least had 4 for 6 already. We just, now we have 3 positions for if one retires.
Now, on the timeline, let's say we all come together and we should do something in January. How fast can you think, can you move and eliminate 2 schools and have them ready in August? And out of facility, need any improvements or?
I know this isn't popular with everybody. Obviously, it's better financially to move quicker, because of declining enrollment. But my recommendation to make everything work and have a good plan and put everything together is to shoot for the fall of 27. That's gonna be my recommendation.
But if you have any resignations or anything, we don't fill it.
We don't fill it, we just start transferring now, right?
With nutrition in that way
So,
too.
what about, because Andrea, I'm bringing up her point about Washington kindergarten. could we start with if we know where they're gonna go, we're not talking about huge changes, could we go ahead and start moving kindergartens next year? So if we do have openings for,
I think you're gonna see that.
Like
If you have a-
like you don't offer kindergarten at Washington, and then that family has other kids that go to Washington and they want to move all of their kids, they would go to their new district.
Yeah, I don't think I would not act without having all information on the table for the community to see, so that when you guys get phone calls, there's no question. It may be I'm not happy about what you're doing, but there's no, oh, we're not sure about that yet. Like, I think that is not a good spot to put yourself in.
I would agree.
Are we at a place to have a meeting?
the thing about the community meeting is, and that's what I was saying earlier, the hang up is legally to have that community meeting. I mean, we can do a community meeting, but to do the actual legal meeting, we have to be able to tell parents where their kids are gonna go. And so that's been our hang up this whole time.
Yeah, well, I just mean, just like you guys threw out ideas, just a community meeting, these people are gonna wanna say something, everybody's gonna wanna talk. You know, they're gonna wanna have their and I don't think.
And we need to hear them.
And we need to, yeah, absolutely. So I think maybe we're at a stage for that. I guess I'm asking, are we at a stage to start doing something like that?
I would like to see the maps to see if the numbers work out, just to be sure. At least see maps, if not, if we, again, data. And then, just so that we're not the boy that cried wolf, just to make sure that this is as viable as we believe it to be right now. And then we will,
What do you mean?
just to make sure we're not overlooking something, I want to kind of
At this point, to be for transparency,
look at it and then have the
is it fair to put something out on the website or even through NewsCow that we are looking at making changes, and that'll be happening now, first of the year? We're looking at possibly closing 1 or 2 schools, and that we will be having public forum or something. I mean, at least put something up generically, kind of, so they
I would
don't.
have a date for a public forum.
Well, I don't think we can do that until we vote on an action.
No, we can.
Well, we can.
We can do
We did that before.
Oh, that's-
I did public meetings.
Yeah, we can have
Yeah.
a public meeting. We have to do that. And the sooner the better.
I mean, if we do an unofficial one, I understand that too. I'm just saying, like, the official, we have
Yeah, I'm
to.
talking code.
I think we need an unofficial one to get a baseline of where the public is and what, you know, we just talked about closing possibly 2 schools, and, you know, we've been talking about 1 school and that got people fired up, and now we're talking 2, and I think we need to hear more from parents.
From where they're at.
I think
I
I'm
do
point
too.
for that myself.
With the holiday period coming up,
Yeah, maybe I'd like to hear from-
it had to be by first year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That kind of, yeah.
Okay, so are we putting a public meeting?
Let's
Calendars?
talk about it at the December meeting. Let's pick a
Set a
date
date for
in
January.
December that we pick in the
In
first,
January.
or maybe we need to do it in January.
I think after the holidays.
Yeah, I'll do it in January.
Yeah, it'd be the holidays.
Yes.
We could announce it in December.
Makes
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We pick the day
You
in
pick the date in
December,
December and then announce it.
but
Yes.
it's for sometime
Yes.
in 26.
Mrs. Chambers has something.
If I may, I think spending $20,000 to get a professional opinion to help you guys come to the decision of how to take a declining enrollment and save money on all of your facilities is a brilliant idea. And it would also help you when you present it to the public if you could have that backing of those professionals who do this. You know, just choose wisely who you're going to pick. But $20,000 is chicken feed compared to being able to do this project, which you guys don't have time, I'm sure, or, you know, the wherewithal to find those answers. That's just my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. I don't know.
I do.
Just it's like show of hands, how many people think we should spend $20,000 for the survey?
I mean, if it's versus saving 1 to 2 million, I mean,
That's where I'm at.
Good.
I think the ROI on it makes sense.
and
Yeah.
And I just, as a parent, if like it's just us going, okay, your kid's gonna go to school here, I wanna know more.
And I've been being on the flip side for 2 decades. When parents come at you, it's really nice to have something to say. I understand, but this is why.
Yeah.
People are pretty. Some people are pretty reasonable or understanding. When they may not like it, but if you can back it up with hard data, at least they can accept it, even if they don't like it
So-
at first.
So I would-
You know?
I don't think it's well said, but Adam and Chad to do it. There's a lot that goes into that.
Can you, before our next meeting, just see if that company's even, like, get a timeline from them? Could we also see if there is, I think we've already had this discussion though.
And
Is
no,
there another
maybe
company
have
that
it
does that
open.
in the country, or?
that was the company that we've seen most districts use.
Right.
If you remember, I gave you lots of contracts and examples of
Yeah,
of
that's
them
what-
working with other districts. So this is not. I mean, there's. I think El Dorado is one of them. where
El Dorado,
I've
Valley
before.
Center, Newton.
Yeah, they had, I
So,
remember
Hutch.
Newton,
So that's not an uncommon.
and they're
practice.
based in KCK,
Garden
so they
City.
kinda have an idea of statewide information.
Florence, Derby.
So I liked that. But I didn't know if anybody else would be comfortable with, like, getting other.
They were booked up, weren't they?
I don't remember what
That-
the
that-
timeline
I
is.
can't remember, and that's why,
Last
if we
time-
could just find out what their timeline is.
Last time, the enrollment analysis, and I think this was presented in March, right? Enrollment analysis was May 2025, comprehensive boundary process, June 2025.
Okay, so it wasn't very far out.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see where they're at now, but.
That's under that's the $20,000 limit that you can just do.
This would be over that though.
Oh, okay.
So the
There were
price,
different.
yeah, they had different
options.
They had, the enrollment analysis was 11,500, the boundary analysis was 10,000, and then after that, they had, options for different types of meetings, so.
Oh, if they,
If you
if
wanted to
they
put
did
it
all
on
of
the
these,
public-
Yeah, they
yeah,
would host the meeting, yeah.
yeah, which I do think it would be helpful to have something to explain.
So like more like 25,000 then? total?
Depends on, it's, $2,500 for a virtual meeting and $5,250 for a in-person meeting. And so the options that they presented were either all virtual or hybrid with a couple virtual and one in person, and then one that had all of them in person. So $7,500 for the all virtual option, $10,250 for the hybrid option, and then which would be 2 virtual and 1 in person, and then $15,250 for the all in person.
On top of the analysis, the two analysis.
Yeah, the analysis would be 21,500.
So you're looking at, full 36 all in to something less. Okay.
So I've already asked for the numbers on Washington, can we get numbers on Lincoln? Thank you. I couldn't remember if I officially asked or I asked.
What kind
And
of
now
numbers,
I would-
Jessica?
Huh?
What kind of numbers did you want?
What we'd save closing.
Oh.
Anything else you guys wanna talk about with this?
I'm just glad we're moving in a direction. It
When
really
does the
is
board want to
gonna
rediscuss this?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible, as on next Monday, or?
No,
No, you've got a lot of information to get us. I think we can talk about this at our
next board meeting, December.
Well,
December
we need to
meeting.
make a decision if you're going to.
If we talk about it again in December, then we can make a motion to get the company, at least.
If you can decide now, you could maybe get in for a change.
Maybe see if there's other companies that might be.
Yeah, from next Monday's special meeting, follow up bond, and then following Monday's our standard board meeting. So,
The following Monday is not. No. This is
Monday
the
after.
first.
oh, it's second, yeah, it's, yeah, be the first, that's right.
So So at that meeting, we could, I guess, take a vote on whether we're gonna use somebody.
Do you want a presentation from them
We can't
again?
vote now, okay.
Or do you?
I don't think so. Mike's the one that probably didn't see it.
Okay.
You might just be able to
Can
fill
we,
it
yeah,
like
can you
that.
send Mike the info?
See me?
Oh, Jim,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Jim
yeah.
wasn't there either.
I don't need them here, I mean, I know what they're gonna do, that's professional, it should be done.
Okay, anything else? Alright, thank you everyone. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Let me
What happened to a week and a half? We need someone to check them out.
Thank you for letting me interrupt. I know I didn't follow protocol, but.
Well, did you read it? Thank you. Want me to make your handprint?
It's pheasant season and.
Favorite, even over Christmas, it's favorite.
Oh, really?
Devil's advocate.